Have you ever wondered what truly separates the highly successful, effective people from the rest? Is it their talent, their connections, or maybe their circumstances? The truth is, it's none of these things. Highly effective people share something far more powerful. They have cultivated habits that allow them to perform at the highest level, day in and day out. These habits are not random. They are intentional, deliberate, and built over time. They shape the way they think, the way they act, and ultimately the way they live their lives. Think about the leaders, innovators, and trailblazers you admire. Whether in business, personal life, or any field, there's one common thread: they are incredibly effective at what they do. And what's most fascinating is that they weren't born this way. These individuals made a choice. They chose to embrace a mindset, a set of actions, and a philosophy of life that elevated them above the noise. But here's the best part: you have the same potential. In fact, right now, in this very moment, you can choose to begin cultivating habits that will transform your life too. You don't need to wait for a perfect time or for everything to fall into place. You just need to start. The good news is, you don't have to do it alone. Today, I'm going to share with you the 7 habits of highly effective people. These habits have been practiced by the most influential leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries in the world, and they can work for you too. When you incorporate these habits into your life, you'll start seeing transformation in your relationships, your career, your goals, and ultimately, your legacy. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets to effectiveness? Let's dive into the first habit, the one that sets the tone for everything else. When you think about the most effective people you know, what stands out about them? Is it their drive, their work ethic, or their constant push toward achieving goals? The first habit of highly effective people is one that defines their success. They are proactive. Being proactive means taking full responsibility for your life and your actions. It's about understanding that you are the creator of your own destiny. You don't wait for life to happen to you, you make life happen. Proactivity starts with the mindset that you are in control. When challenges arise, proactive individuals don't blame external factors. They don't waste energy on things they can't change. Instead, they focus on what they can control: their actions, their responses, and their attitude. Think about it for a moment. When life gets tough, the reactive person may complain, feel overwhelmed, or look for someone or something to blame. But a proactive person looks for solutions, steps forward with determination, and finds a way to make progress, even if it's just a small step. Being proactive means choosing to respond thoughtfully, instead of reacting impulsively. It's about recognizing that your circumstances do not define you, your decisions do. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine facing a setback at work, at school, or in your business. A reactive person may think, "This is too hard. I'll never be able to fix this." They may give up or wait for someone to offer help. But a proactive person asks, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve, and what action can I take right now to move forward?" They take ownership of the situation, even if they can't control everything around them. Proactivity is the foundation for all other habits because, without it, you'll never truly take charge of your own life. If you don't take responsibility for your actions and your outcomes, no amount of planning or vision will make a difference. The power of being proactive lies in the ability to take control of your response to life's circumstances. It's about being the author of your own story, instead of a character waiting for something to happen. Here's the key: when you are proactive, you stop letting life control you. You start making decisions based on your values and vision, not on external pressures or the actions of others. It's the difference between waiting for opportunity to come to you and going after it with confidence and intention. But let me tell you this: the shift from being reactive to being proactive is not always easy, but it is always worth it. You will face obstacles, challenges, and moments when it feels like life is out of your control. But in those moments, you can decide to be the person who faces those challenges head-on, who asks, "What can I do to move forward?" Now, I want you to reflect for a moment. What areas of your life are you currently being reactive in? Where can you step up and take control? The power of being proactive is in your hands, and it begins with the simple but profound choice to take full responsibility for your life. So, are you ready to embrace proactivity? To stop waiting for circumstances to change, and instead, start taking the action necessary to create the change you desire? One of the most powerful tools you can have in your life is a clear vision. Without vision, it's easy to become lost or distracted, pulled in countless directions, and end up nowhere. But when you begin with the end in mind, you are aligning every decision, every action, and every moment with a clear purpose. This second habit of highly effective people is all about having a vision of where you want to go in life. It's about defining your destination before you even take the first step. Begin with the end in mind means knowing what you want to achieve and having a plan to get there. You wouldn't embark on a journey without knowing the destination, would you? So why would you approach life without a clear direction? Here's the thing: success doesn't happen by accident. It is a result of intentional, focused effort toward specific goals. And the first step to achieving anything is to first visualize it. Whether it's your career, your personal life, or your dreams, you must see it in your mind before you can manifest it in your reality. Think about it. Highly effective people don't just drift through life. They live with purpose. They don't just react to situations as they come, they move forward with intention every single day. They know what they want to achieve, and they break that down into specific, actionable steps. They know that their choices today are connected to the life they will live tomorrow. But here's the powerful truth: your vision doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be fully mapped out. But you need to have a sense of direction. You need to know what success looks like to you, whether that's running a successful business, making a positive impact in your community, or becoming the best version of yourself. Let me ask you this: what is your vision for your life? Have you taken the time to truly think about where you want to go? Do you know what you are working toward and why it matters to you? Let me tell you something: if you don't have a vision, life will pull you in every direction. You'll be constantly reacting, drifting from one situation to the next, never feeling like you're truly getting anywhere. But if you do have a vision, you will find that your daily decisions, actions, and even your thoughts are aligned with that vision. Your vision will drive you, and it will fuel you to keep going, even when obstacles arise. A vision is not just a dream, it is a guiding force. It is what keeps you grounded when the storms of life try to throw you off course. It's what propels you forward when challenges arise, and it's what helps you stay focused on your purpose. When you have a clear vision, you don't waste time on things that don't align with your goals. You choose the path that moves you toward your end result. I want to challenge you today. Take some time to create your vision. Write it down. Visualize it. Make it clear. Where do you want to be in 5, 10, or 20 years? What will your life look like when you've achieved your ultimate goals? The clarity that comes from beginning with the end in mind is powerful. It helps you make better decisions, say no to distractions, and keep your eyes on the prize. Remember, where there is no vision, people perish. Without a vision, you won't know what to aim for, and you'll miss the target every time. But with a clear vision, you'll begin to make choices that align with your true purpose, and step by step, you will turn that vision into reality. Time is one of our most valuable resources, yet it's so easy to waste. How many times have you caught yourself scrolling through your phone, checking emails, or getting caught up in tasks that don't really move you toward your goals? The third habit of highly effective people is one that separates those who achieve great things from those who are constantly busy but unproductive. They put first things first. This means prioritizing the things that truly matter. It's about making intentional decisions every day that align with your highest values and long-term goals. Highly effective people don't simply react to what's in front of them. They focus on what's most important. They know that life is full of distractions, and they make it a priority to spend time on the activities that bring them closer to their purpose. Think about it. If you were to look at your daily schedule, how much time do you spend on activities that truly contribute to your vision? How much time do you give to things that are not aligned with your values or goals? For most people, it's easy to get caught up in the busy work, the emails, the meetings, the endless to-do lists. But highly effective people take a step back and ask themselves, what is the most important thing I can be doing right now to move closer to my goals? Putting first things first requires discipline and the ability to say no to the distractions the urgent but unimportant tasks, and the things that drain your time and energy. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive with purpose. Let me ask you, what are the first things in your life that need your attention? Are you putting your time and energy toward the things that truly matter to you? For instance, if you are an entrepreneur, are you spending your time working on the tasks that will directly grow your business, or are you stuck in the day-to-day operations that don't contribute to the bigger picture? If you are a student, are you dedicating time to studying and self-development, or are you distracted by social media and other non-essential activities? The key here is to focus on the most important, high-value tasks that will make the biggest impact. This requires time management, and more importantly, it requires a deep understanding of your priorities. You need to know what you want to achieve and then consciously choose to spend your time, energy, and resources on the tasks that will bring you closer to that outcome. Here's a simple but powerful exercise to help you put first things first. At the beginning of each day, make a list of the top 3 tasks that are directly related to your long-term goals. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish these 3 things today, will they move me closer to my vision? Then, prioritize those tasks above all else. Do not let smaller, less important things steal your time and energy. It's not always easy. We all have responsibilities, interruptions, and obligations, but the most effective people know that if they do not manage their time wisely, they will never make progress toward their dreams. Putting first things first means making the tough choices, saying no to things that aren't aligned with your goals, and saying yes to the things that will truly move you forward. By doing this consistently, you will start seeing incredible results. The key is consistency. It's not about one perfect day of prioritizing. It's about choosing to prioritize what matters every single day. One of the most transformative habits that highly effective people practice is the habit of thinking win-win. Now, I know that in life, we often find ourselves in situations where we feel we have to compete or be in conflict with others. Whether it's in the workplace, in business, or even in relationships, it's easy to think that for you to win, someone else has to lose. But that kind of thinking will limit your growth, your opportunities, and your relationships. Thinking win-win is all about cultivating a mindset of abundance. It's about knowing that there is enough success, happiness, and opportunity to go around. When you adopt a win-win mentality, you stop seeing others as competitors, and instead, you see them as potential collaborators, partners, and allies in your success. The win-win mindset is about finding solutions that benefit everyone involved, rather than focusing on your own individual gain. It's about creating mutual value, whether you're negotiating a deal, leading a team, or simply interacting with others. When both parties walk away feeling like they've won, you're building long-term, trusting relationships that are built on respect, fairness, and cooperation. Think about your relationships. Whether personal or professional, are you constantly thinking about what you can get from others? Or are you considering what value you can offer to those around you? Highly effective people always look for ways to create win-win situations. They are not solely driven by personal success, they also care about the success of others. They understand that true success is not about outshining others, but about helping others shine alongside you. Take a moment to reflect. In your life, where are you currently focusing on win-lose scenarios? Is there an opportunity where you could create a win-win outcome instead of a win-lose dynamic? Perhaps in your business negotiations, in your team interactions, or in your personal relationships, there is a chance to elevate the conversation and focus on shared success rather than individual gain. The power of win-win thinking is rooted in the belief that the world is abundant, not scarce. When you operate from a mindset of abundance, you stop fearing that someone else's success will take away from your own. Instead, you embrace the idea that there is room for everyone to succeed. You collaborate, you lift others up, and in doing so, you raise yourself higher. Here's a thought. Instead of focusing on how you can win, focus on how you can help others win. This approach opens doors to countless opportunities because it builds trust, nurtures relationships, and fosters an environment of mutual respect. When you operate from a win-win mindset, you become a magnet for positive energy, resources, and opportunities. Let's challenge you to make a commitment today. Choose to approach every interaction with a win-win mentality. Whether it's a business deal, a conversation with a colleague, or a simple interaction with a friend, ask yourself, how can both of us walk away from this situation feeling like winners? When you adopt the win-win mindset, you begin to understand that there's room at the table for everyone, and that true leadership is about bringing others up with you, not stepping on them to get ahead. One of the greatest skills that highly effective people possess is the ability to listen actively and empathetically. We often think communication is about speaking our minds, sharing our thoughts, or giving advice. But truly effective communicators know the secret. It's about listening first. The fifth habit of highly effective people is to seek first to understand, then to be understood. This means that before you speak your mind or share your opinion, you make it a priority to listen deeply to the other person. You seek to understand their point of view, their emotions, and their needs, and only then do you share your thoughts in a way that aligns with what you've learned. Here's why this habit is so powerful. When you listen to understand, you are acknowledging the value and worth of the other person. You show them that their thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter. In turn, this builds trust and opens the door for effective, honest communication. How many times have you found yourself in a conversation where you felt like the other person wasn't really listening to you? Maybe they were just waiting for their turn to speak, or they were thinking about what to say next instead of truly hearing your words. How did that make you feel? Now, think about the times when you've had a conversation where the other person truly listened. They asked thoughtful questions, they reflected back what you said, and they made sure they understood your perspective before responding. How did that make you feel? When you seek to understand first, you demonstrate respect and empathy. You create a safe space for open dialogue, where both parties feel heard and valued. This is crucial not only in personal relationships but also in professional settings. Whether you're negotiating a deal, managing a team, or simply interacting with others, the ability to listen actively and empathetically is a game changer. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Once you've truly understood the other person, now you're in a position to be understood. When you speak, you do so from a place of clarity and empathy, ensuring that your message resonates with the other person because you've taken the time to hear theirs first. This mutual understanding forms the foundation for effective problem-solving, collaboration, and conflict resolution. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you had a conversation where you put aside your own thoughts and truly listened to the other person? How often do you find yourself interrupting, preparing your response, or assuming you already know what someone is going to say? We've all been guilty of it at some point. But highly effective people understand the power of silence, the power of giving someone the space to share without interruption. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding emotions, intentions, and needs. It requires focus, patience, and empathy. It means putting your own agenda aside and truly opening your heart and mind to the other person's perspective. When you do this, you create a sense of connection that transcends surface-level communication. You foster trust, respect, and collaboration in ways that speak volumes beyond words. Here's a simple but impactful challenge for you. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, commit to listening first. Ask open-ended questions, reflect back what you've heard, and make sure you truly understand the other person's perspective before offering your own. Notice how much deeper your connection becomes, and how much more powerful your communication feels. Remember, effective communication begins with understanding, not with speaking. When you prioritize listening, you unlock a new level of trust, influence, and respect in every interaction. One of the most extraordinary habits of highly effective people is their ability to synergize, to bring together the strengths, ideas, and talents of different people to create something far greater than what any individual could achieve alone. The sixth habit is all about collaboration and teamwork. It's about recognizing that together, we are stronger. In today's world, we often think of success as a solo journey. The image of the self-made person is so popular in our culture, and many people believe that achieving success means doing it alone. But here's the truth. No one achieves greatness alone. Greatness comes from the collective strength of individuals working together toward a common goal. That's the essence of synergy. Synergy is when the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When you synergize, you bring different perspectives, experiences, and skills to the table, and you create something powerful, innovative, and impactful. This is especially true in a professional setting. Whether it's a business, a team, or a community, the more diverse the input, the richer the outcome. But synergy isn't just about putting people together. It's about creating an environment where collaboration thrives. It's about fostering trust, openness, and respect so that each person feels valued and empowered to contribute their best ideas. It's about embracing differences instead of allowing them to divide. Think about a great team you've been a part of, whether in your career, your family, or a community project. What made that team work so well together? Was it because each person brought something unique to the table? Did everyone trust and respect one another, and did that trust allow them to work together harmoniously? Highly effective people know that teamwork is the secret to achieving exponential success. They understand that when people come together with a shared purpose and vision, they can achieve far more than they ever could on their own. They are not afraid to leverage the talents, expertise, and perspectives of others to bring new ideas to life and solve complex problems. Here's a powerful example. Think of a sports team. No single player can win the game alone. It takes the collective effort of everyone, each player using their unique strengths and working together towards a common goal. When all the players are in sync, they create a level of performance that is far beyond what they could have done individually. In business, think about a company that thrives because its employees collaborate, share ideas, and help one another succeed. Each department brings something vital to the table, and the synergy between them fuels the company's growth. When synergy is present, innovation flows, and solutions are found more quickly because everyone is working together, leveraging each other's strengths. Here's a crucial question for you. What are the areas in your life where you need to embrace more collaboration? Are you trying to do everything on your own when, in reality, the collective power of a team would get you further? Synergy doesn't just happen. It requires intentional effort to foster collaboration, build trust, and empower others. It's about creating a culture of cooperation over competition, where everyone has the opportunity to contribute and shine. If you want to be a highly effective person, you need to surround yourself with people who complement your skills, share your vision, and challenge you to grow. Seek out those who can bring new ideas and perspectives into your life. Embrace diversity. Different backgrounds, experiences, and viewpoints will expand your vision and strengthen your ability to achieve your goals. Now, think about your own work, your family, or your community. Where can you foster more synergy? Where can you bring people together, leveraging their collective strength to achieve something greater than any individual could accomplish? Remember, together, we can do more than we ever could alone. So start seeking opportunities for collaboration and synergy today. Embrace the power of teamwork and watch how your potential multiplies. The final habit of highly effective people is all about self-care, growth, and renewal. It's about constantly sharpening the saw, so you're always at your best, ready to tackle the challenges life throws at you with strength and resilience. Imagine for a moment you're out in the woods, trying to cut down a tree with a saw. The saw is dull, and you're struggling with each stroke. It's tiring, it's draining, and progress is slow. But then, you decide to sharpen the saw. You take time to sharpen the blade, to renew your energy, and now when you return to cutting the tree, every stroke is stronger, faster, and more effective. This is a powerful metaphor for your life and success. Sharpening the saw means investing in yourself, in your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, so you can perform at your highest level. It's about recognizing that growth is a lifelong journey, and if you stop learning, growing, and improving, you will lose your edge. Highly effective people prioritize their own personal growth. They understand that success is not a destination, it's a continuous process of improvement. They never stop learning, never stop evolving, and never stop renewing themselves in all aspects of life. But here's the key: you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are not investing in your own growth and well-being, you will eventually burn out. That's why this habit of sharpening the saw is crucial. It's about taking the time to refresh, recharge, and reflect on your life so that you can be your best for others and continue to perform at the highest level. Let's break this down into 4 key areas of self-renewal. Physical renewal. This is about taking care of your body through exercise, rest, proper nutrition, and relaxation. When you prioritize physical health, you build the energy and strength needed to pursue your goals. You're more focused, more productive, and more resilient. Make time for movement every day, even if it's just a walk or some stretches. Exercise is not just for your body, it's for your mind, your spirit, and your productivity. Mental renewal. Your mind needs to be constantly stimulated and challenged. Keep learning, reading, and expanding your knowledge. Whether it's through books, courses, podcasts, or conversations, never stop learning. The more you sharpen your mind, the more innovative and creative you become. A sharp mind is a problem-solving mind, and you need to keep sharpening it to stay ahead. Emotional renewal. Life can be challenging, and it's essential to take care of your emotional health. This means processing your feelings, expressing gratitude, and surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you. Highly effective people understand that emotional well-being is just as important as physical health. Take time to nurture your emotions through self-care activities, journaling, or talking with someone you trust. Spiritual renewal. This is the time you dedicate to nourishing your inner self, your spirit. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, reflection, or connecting with your purpose, spiritual renewal provides the strength to carry on through difficult times. It is your anchor in the storms of life. Highly effective people understand the importance of connecting to something greater than themselves, whether through faith, purpose, or higher values. Now, let's reflect. When was the last time you truly took time to renew yourself in these areas? How often do you invest in your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being? If you're constantly moving at a fast pace without taking time to recharge, you're likely running on empty. And eventually, that will catch up with you. To truly be highly effective, you need to balance your ambition with self-care. Take the time to sharpen your saw regularly. If you do this, not only will you be more productive, but you'll also feel more fulfilled, more resilient, and more ready to face whatever challenges come your way. Sharpening the saw means making personal growth a priority, not just when things are tough, but as a consistent habit. It's about building a lifestyle of continuous improvement, where you are always evolving, expanding, and becoming the best version of yourself. When you do this, you set yourself up for long-term success. Success that's not only sustainable but also deeply satisfying. Remember, you cannot afford to neglect your growth and renewal. If you want to continue to be effective, to thrive, and to achieve all your goals, you need to take care of yourself in every way possible. Your future self will thank you for it. As we close this journey through the 7 habits of highly effective people, I want you to reflect on one powerful truth. You have everything it takes to be successful, to be effective, and to make a real difference in the world. These habits are not just abstract principles, they are real, actionable steps that you can apply right now in your life. You don't have to wait for the perfect time or the perfect circumstances. The time is now. You are capable of implementing these habits today and starting your journey toward a life of true effectiveness. These habits aren't just about getting things done, they're about transforming your mindset, your approach to life, and your relationships with others. They're about creating a life of intention, where you wake up every day with a sense of purpose, focus, and determination. But remember, none of this happens overnight. It's a journey. It's a process. It requires dedication, patience, and, most importantly, action. If you commit to these habits today, you will begin to see real, lasting change in your life. So, I challenge you today, which of these habits will you start implementing right now? Maybe it's taking responsibility for your life and being proactive. Maybe it's clarifying your vision or learning to listen more deeply to those around you. Whatever it is, take that first step today. The momentum you create from that action will fuel your success. Success isn't just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the person who can achieve them. And as you embrace these habits, you'll find that you're not just becoming more effective, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Now go out there and be unstoppable. The world is waiting for the impact you will make. If you found value in these insights, share this video with someone who could benefit from these habits. Leave a comment below. Tell me which habit you're going to start applying in your life today. Let's continue this journey together, inspiring each other to reach new heights of success.